Chess is more than just a game of strategy. It's an art form that creates beauty. But what is chess beauty really? We hear people talk about beautiful combinations, masterpieces, and pretty moves, but what is really meant behind those descriptions? Let's understand chess beauty and eventually determine what I would argue is the most beautiful move of them all. First of all, what is most often called the most beautiful move ever? I think many of you were thinking of the famous Marshall game with the beauty move Queen G3. No matter how the queen is taken, black would either mate or, what's perhaps an issue to the beauty, just exchange queens. Black was material ahead and had objectively even better moves. So correctness matters, and we saw the same development with brilliancy prizes. A brilliancy prize used to be given to the most beautiful game of a tournament. The first one was awarded in 1876, and we come into the game where white sacrificed with rook takes a5, and black threw in an in-between move, or Zwischenzug, and then the beauty move, rook a6. After white pushes forward, we see another sacrifice. Black answered a bit scared with queen c7, as instead he should just have accepted the exchanges, and probably have a decent position with his passed pawn and active queen attacking loose white pieces. Later brilliancy prizes, correctness increasingly mattered in choosing the winner. Nowadays there has to be a link between science and art to determine chess beauty. If you're born into this era with the chess engines and the heroes of our time, correctness might matter more to you compared to if you were brought up with chess books about the romantic era or about a romantic tactician like Michal Tal. He's a very popular fella, and to no surprise had the most brilliancy prizes to his name, 15. Number 2 on the list, Kasparov, had only 12. Tal was famous for his incredible sacrifices, which his critics deem as not completely correct and therefore not entirely beautiful. But that's the thing, beauty is partly in the eye of the beholder. As chess beauty is objective in surprising moves with an impact, it's also subjective. You can say that chess beauty is culturally conditioned to the self, meaning that depending on your chess personality, you'll probably get those pleasant feelings from the type of chess relating to your type. If you like Tal, you are likely the type of player called the activists. Perhaps you also like the games of Shirov and Anand. Activists make their decisions using a combination of intuition and calculating variation, like Tal does here with the beauty move bishop b5. He has calculated a lot of black's different defenses while mostly relying on his intuition of active pieces. The activists find chess beauty in intuitive attacks. Compare that to the opposing type of theorists, where decisions are more based on logic and on general concepts. I consider them to be very systematic in their approach. These type might like the games of Kramnik and Ding Liren. For instance, with Kramnik's beauty move, bishop takes f8, of which the queen is sacrificed, leaving white a bishop pair with a rather strong passed pawn. Chess players of this type enjoy the beauty of the logic that comes from the concept. They don't need too many variations to support their claim, rather they rely on the systems they built their understanding upon. I think Carlsen is a great example of the reflector type. Those are intuitive players that feel the need of the position where the pieces belongs and sense those small advantages here and there and feel the long-term compensation. So people that resonate with this type might find this Carlsen game to be so beautiful. I'm probably that type, so I do for sure enjoy this beauty. The fun starts after the beauty move f4 and then the beauty move of rook takes f4. To me, the beauty lies in how absolutely inactive white's many pieces become, to the extent of embarrassment with the white queen trapped in the corner. The fourth type is the pragmatics, and here we have Nepomniachtchi and of course Kasparov and his chess that was dependent on precise calculations of which he relied heavily on for making decisions. Here we have the game that many claim as the greatest combination of all time, Kasparov against Topalov. His deep calculation probably started around here, of which the beauty move, rook takes d4, starts the combination. There are many beautiful ideas during these many moves, but what is most fascinating is that Kasparov had to have calculated these lines precisely in order to see that the rook would be hanging on h8 in the end. Otherwise, as he claimed afterwards, the combination wouldn't work. The pieces working so effectively together is chess beauty. So now we have established that chess beauty is subjective, based on your personality type and depends on which era you were born into. And it is objective in that it has to be correct, has to have an element of surprise that is still easy to understand, and has to matter somehow. The stakes should be high. Which brings me to what I will say is the chess beauty that stands above them all. It ticks all the boxes. A simple move, but surprising move that leads to immediate mate that decided who should become the world champion. It is Magnus Carlsen's beauty move, Queen H6. We found beauty in something done well. Subscribe if you want more.